Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to Fixing After Dark. Oh, we got volume. So welcome to Fixing After Dark. How are we doing today? If you guys haven't already joined the fam, please make sure you go ahead and smash the subscribe button and click the bell right next to it. That way you guys are notified every time I go live. And I'm literally about to shut this door because we have the guys, what do you call it? The gardener people. All right, so that's a little better. Okay. So what's up, y'all? We've got the moon is shifted into Gemini last night, okay? And I told y'all I was gonna come today and do a video for y'all, do a little spread, since whenever we're dealing with communicating and utilizing our mouth, aka our throat chakra and all the things, we're dealing with other people. We're dealing with other energies, whether it's at work, at home, our love life, kids, whatever we gotta go to, our talking to our goddamn self. Okay. So today is just gonna be, if you guys are new here, I always do timestamps at the bottom of the video. That way you guys are, you guys can skip through whatever portion that you want. Okay, as far as that goes. So I did a video yesterday as far as the new moon that's playing out for tomorrow. So you may want to go watch the new moon in Gemini. Oh, look at the dragonfly. The new moon in Gemini video. I broke it all down, like sliced it up, nice little details. But also go over the positive and negative today, talking about the moon in Gemini, of course. I am going to go through each house on how, if you have Gemini in each house already, like in your natal chart, you may have it in multiple houses, okay? So I was getting a lot of questions on TikTok about it, so I'm like, you know what? Since y'all asked me on TikTok about it, I think I talked about the 9th and the 10th house over there, so let's go ahead and bring it on over here on YouTube, and we're gonna go through all of them. And then I'll talk about some aspects that are playing out today, and then I'm gonna do a collective spread. I'm gonna do the Spirit Cosmo deck. I've got some oracles, so we're gonna do some tarot astrology, pretty much with just oracles, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. I'm gonna pull up the charts. Let's pull up the chart. You guys don't forget to thumbs up the video. Oh yeah, you guys can also find me at vixenafterdark.com if you guys want your own personalized reading and things of that nature, okay? And happy Friday, Venus Day. Yeah, today's the day of love. And I'm gonna talk about, I bet you there's some kind of Venus aspect playing out, okay? Because we do have Venus in its pre-shadow, and it's gonna go retrograde, I think, come July. Beginning in July, I wanna say, I'm not sure. Where's my little sheet? Oh, I didn't do July yet. Yeah, so some of y'all have probably been feeling that energies. And I excuse the lawn people, guys. Let me see if I can like close it even more. Hold on. Cause he's literally, he's like right there. Okay. So we all know moon in Gemini, right? Full new moon is tomorrow, so it's nice to prepare now to know where you're coming into. We all know Gemini is a sign of the twins. It's immutable masculine air. The ruler is Mercury, and we have Mercury home at Gemini right now. So whenever you have the sun and Mercury and a planet is at home, you know, you have to be aware of it getting a little bit too comfortable because it's been traveling around, you know what I'm saying, going everywhere where it wants to be, but home, and now it's like kind of home, so it's at rest. So that looks like, you know, being you to the full is very raw, and you may also be lazy too. So there's always a negative and a positive when a planet is at home. That's why you watch my channel, that way you know you're on the up and up as far as the energy goes. So the name of the game, guys, pretty much for the most part, is how we're going to be reacting and responding, since that's the moon energy, as far as like conversing and networking. So it's like constant mental stimulation. Sun, moon, and Mercury are in Gemini. A lot of air playing out, right? So it makes sense. So as far as the positive aspect goes, you know, now we can utilize, you know, a bit of integrity and utilize our intellect when we're conversing with other people during this time, whether it's networking to build a business, whether it's we're talking to our friends trying to build some ideas, whether it's you are conjuring up some ideas or creative energy for yourself to build your foundation and bring on the stability and bring home the bacon. However it's playing out, family members, loved ones, whatever it is for you, you can really use this energy to your advantage. Because I know with this, a lot of air energy, it can bring on a lot of clarity. It can give you that mental agility to be able to think past whatever it is that you have going on at the moment. So it's like a curious kind of flow here, okay? Everyone's gonna have the ability to really express their thoughts, express their ideas, but it's all about how we're putting it into action, which is really important, okay? So we wanna pay attention to that. When the moon's in Gemini too, since it's a lot of air energy, we can have all these different kinds of conversations going on, okay? So, you know, you may be able to switch up you may be able to see someone else's perspective. So you got to kind of be adaptable during this time as well. That way you may learn a couple of things or something like that, okay? That may help you in the long run, okay? So a lot of versatile energy going on because everybody probably has something to say right now. Now, it's up to you if you want to participate in certain conversations during this time or certain energies that are playing out. You should be receiving some confirmations on if you should be talking to Tom, Dick, and Harry and if you shouldn't be, okay? Whether it's something of substance or not, because this will be a grand time to interact and socialize with people that are A, on the same accord as you, B, that can get you to high places. You can learn from them. They have, you know, some wisdom that they can shed some light on as far as you building your financial portfolio or creating something or just getting your mind, your mental state in a better space, okay? Or C, you know, this could be you changing the way you think, the way you move, the way you check and jive as far as you personally and what you got going on. You may have to switch some things up, remove those old outdated ways of doing things. Because remember, we got Pluto going back into Capricorn now. So we're all focused on that 10th house energy as far as like getting the bag, you know, possessions, you know, making money, our public image, how we present ourselves to the world right now at this time. So that's like a major shift right there. So be open-minded to new ideas and new perspectives right now during this time because a lot of socializing. It's like, especially if we're on the weekend right now, coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm pretty sure everybody wants to go out. Everybody wants to have a little bit of fun. Everybody wants to, like I said, everybody's got to add their 2 cents to something right now at this time. So a lot of social lights, people you probably never seen before are going to start talking to you, whether this is, you know, in public when you go out. You know, let's say you go to Costco or something like that, you got something going on, you go to the gas station or, you know, extra chummy, and all of a sudden your kids want to talk to you about everything that happened at, you know, at summer school or whatever, and then now you got your lover, your loved one, they got everything under the sun to talk about. So it's like anyone and everywhere, you probably get more phone calls, more text messages, but sometimes some people may not be able to handle all of this social interaction and the socializing aspect of it. Some people are like, you know what, I kind of want to sit back. Let me grab my popcorn and watch what you would rather do right now at this time. Let me watch what you would rather say. So there's that too. But, you know, like I said, a lot of people are going to be engaging in conversations. So you got to think, let's think the negative side to the Gemini. With all this air energy, like I said, some people may want to sit back. Okay, depending on how you're about to come into the new moon matters. Okay, you want to plant some good seeds. You want to come into it with positive energy. You don't want to bring out no baggage. So you should have received enough confirmation, especially when the moon was in Taurus too, of how you should be moving, checking, and jiving with you know, whatever person, place, or thing that you want to bring into this new moon here. Okay, it should be very evident because, like I said, some people want to sit back. I'm a person like I'm social, but I also observe. You got to have a nice balance right now at this time. Like I said, some people can't really handle all this energy. It's you can be very restless. Gemini energy, you can get bored doing the same thing over and over and over again, or receiving the same type of energy from some people, or doing the same thing, especially like at work, or it's like that's why you got to switch things up. New moon, new energy, new faces, new places. That's the name of the game right now at this time. So you can be very scattered minded when it comes to this air energy playing out. It can be very challenging to focus on certain things because it's a lot of air, right? So use the Jupiterian energy, use this earthly energy that we had playing out. We have Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus. So if you have all these creative ideas and things and thoughts that you have going on, play it out, use Mars and Leo energy and take action on it, okay? That way you have some way to transmit your energy, okay? And putting it into something that you actually are passionate about, because Venus is also in Leo as well, and it's having a pre-shadow phase. So, you know, stick to one task at a time. That way you can actually accomplish something right now, okay? Use all of this to get really excited. You can really use it to your advantage, but on the flip note, you may have people that let's say you are busy and you want to tap into something that you want to do. There's some people that want to talk about the superficial shit and gossip, and you know, they don't have nothing going on right now, so they really want to engage and be chummy and get somebody to agree with whatever idea that they got going on, or whoever they want to talk about for the day or the moment, and they want to involve you so you can gossip with them. So you got to pay attention to that. Make sure you guys, if you are going through something, or if a friend is coming towards you with something, make sure you guys are coming together using both brains and coming up with a solution to figure out, okay, what's the common denominator? Where should I move forward? Okay, we got that. We did that in the butt. Okay, next. Okay, and then that's it. That's what it should all be, you know, discussing. Just finding a solution, and then here's how we move forward. Okay, that's how you're doing it right. Because you don't want to talk about your friend or let them dump on you about certain things, because like I said, this is a lot of wah, 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 wah kind of an energy. So you have to be aware that a lot of people aren't just like coming over garbage day and just dumping all their things on you. And then now that you've charged them up and got them back to a certain level, now your chalice is left just empty and dry. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be aware of that energy as well. Make sure there is reciprocity, because you know, sometimes it's like people will either plug into you to make themselves feel better. And then here it comes when you need some emotional support during this time with all this air energy playing out. Some people lack depth. They will not be able to go deep with their emotions or even with you. So don't have any expectations during this time when the sun and moon and Mercury are in Gemini as far as your relationships and, you know, who you're talking to goes, okay? It's really the name of the game right now, okay? You don't want to set yourself up for failure, or you don't want to set yourself up to have any more jack-up circumstances, or you don't want to set yourself up to get upset over things that you cannot control at this time. You know, it's some people just don't know what to do, okay? It's like with all this air energy, some people can be very indecisive right now at this time too as well, and you know, depending on whatever it is that they want to do or who they want to talk to, where they want to go, it's like you got to weigh the pros and cons at this time. You got to weigh out your options during the moon in Gemini. Okay, so for some, it can be very challenging. There could be a struggle. Damn, do I settle with this person? Do I talk to this person? Should I go here? What should I do? Should I tell my boss this? Should I, you know what I mean? Should I tell my coworker? Do I need to tell my lover this? Like, should I do that? Because you're probably unaware of what's going to happen next. So you may be afraid or scared, or fear might tap in, you know, or you have the angel devil thoughts, whatever it is going on in your mind, and you may be sitting in that indecisive energy. So make sure you know what you want during this time. And it also matters too, depending on how it's playing out in your house, okay? Let's actually talk about that. Let's go into the houses really quick, because you guys asked me a lot on TikTok last night. I was about to go in and do hella videos. I was like, you know what? I'll do a little preview, then y'all come over on YouTube. So hopefully all you guys are there. From there, gonna come over here and watch this video. So let's say, for example, since we have sun, the sun is at 25 degrees right now in Gemini. The moon is at 9 degrees, okay? And then it's gonna be the new moon tomorrow. And Mercury's at a 9 degree as well. Ooh, I know we probably have some aspects playing out too. I'm gonna do the aspects after. So let's say you have Gemini in the first house, right? Gemini in the first house is all about how you communicate, like how you communicate, how you adapt to the world that's around you in your environment, whether it's at work, home, neighborhood, wherever you're at in the world, okay? You can use this energy since it's in your first house, because we have the sun, moon, and Mercury in there, right? That's that air stellium that you have. You can use this energy to really express yourself in a clear way, get your point across, say what you have to say, and mean it, you know? Ooh, sorry, cat hurt. Set your boundaries that you have with certain people. Let's say, for example, you want to only participate, like you may not want to talk to somebody anymore. You may change the way that you speak to other people. Let's say, for example, you know there's a friend that's just been draining you. You're going to be like, you know what? I don't want to talk about this and that anymore. I'm just going to leave that up, nip that in the bud. Let me get myself together before I even come back at you. You can put it on yourself, you know, and maybe not them, you know, or you can really tell them and be straight up with them. Like, you know what? This is not going to go down. I don't feel comfortable with telling you X, Y, and Z because you made me feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Really be clear. Especially when it comes to your social interactions, because this is all about you. How are you coming forth? So think of it as when it's in the first house, the ball is in your court as far as how you react and respond to people and these new situations that may arise as well. You may have to, you may be like very curious too, because it's in your first house. So you can just add on that flair of letting people know what's up, what's the deal, you know, have like a more of an intellectual approach to the way that you handle things, especially when it comes to your endeavors, your creative endeavors, especially like if you're a content creator like me, you know, make sure you're putting out that kind of an energy as far as maybe you want to present yourself in a new way or a new fashion to the world. You know what I'm saying? All right. So second house, okay? Gemini in the second house, if you have Gemini in the second house already, so you're probably someone that's super versatile, very curious when it comes to different ways on how to make money. You probably have multiple opportunities that you probably tapped into, as far as you probably just don't have one job. Maybe you have multiple jobs. And the types of jobs that you would probably have would be something that has to do with like speaking or talking to other people. But you know, you're probably curious when it comes to your personal finances and the things that you value in life. You may find success through you're a person that probably you're an author, or maybe you write books or poetry, or you do something as some form of speaking in some form or fashion, like when you're talking to other people, sales, customer service jobs, things of that nature. Something that uses your mental related to like money and personal resources. And if you don't, then maybe you should while you have the stellium in here, because you can get more, you know, you can up the bag a little bit, or change, you know, you can really change your financial situation in a sense and bring on certain material possessions. You can probably talk a good game to somebody when you're out just chilling with your friends at the bar or something like that, or having dinner or lunch somewhere, and they look at you like, oh, you look nice today, and you just start having a conversation with somebody, and then there goes that gift of gab to get you those personal whatever possessions that you're trying to gain during that day or on your outing or something like that. You might have some natural sponsors that come to you. Who knows? Okay. Third house. So third house, if you already had Gemini as a natural placement of Gemini in there, which is this is the ruler of this house, the house of communication. So this is an excellent placement if you already had Gemini sitting here. So you probably had a strong emphasis on how you communicate with other people. You probably are very skilled at this already. You probably do a lot of learning and researching and reading yourself. And you probably are a person that is like a investigator of information. Like you probably like someone asks you one question, wait, let me look that up. Like you probably just be on it already because it's in your third house. So for you, you may want to use this energy to maybe tap into some creative endeavors as far as like writing, you know, teaching, public speaking, you know, any form of where you can instantly exchange some ideas and information. So this would be a good grand time for you to be very inquisitive as far as any business endeavors, any information that you want to know about. You may, you know, tap into some Zooms or lives or and hop in and ask a couple of questions, get your questions answered, so that way it can help you on your journey. So make sure you're use anywhere you have it, this air stellium, please just make sure you really use this energy right now, for real, to your advantage. Don't manipulate, but you know what I'm saying? This can get you to high places, especially in the house of 4. This is very important because we're all dealing with relationships right now. And the house of 4 is your family and home and things of that nature, right? So if you already had Gemini here, so your world, your inner world has already been your focus as far as how you converse and making sure everybody's good. Sometimes you put yourself on a back seat possibly too. So you may have your family environment and your values matter to you the most. You're always probably maybe checking on everybody and making sure the dynamic is smooth and everybody did what they're supposed to do, kind of an energy. So you may be a family person or very family oriented, or you like to do family activities, you know what I'm saying? So the home is the hub, right? You probably done made sure like maybe you homeschool your kids and like they probably know like stuff that ain't even in school right now about credit and, you know, energy and esoteric information too. You can go deep, but just make sure when it's in here, make sure everyone is cool and have those lively conversations and be open with one another and bring on the clarity with conversing with whoever it is that you live with. Or if you live alone, just make sure, you know, like your neighborhood, your environment. This would be a great idea to know your neighbors, I'm not saying like knock on the door and give everybody cookies, but you know, you never know in the times of emergency, you may want to know, oh, this person has water, they do electricity, they can build, they can, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of good to know your surroundings, like what's going on in your neighborhood, I would say. I don't know about you, but yeah, I kind of like to know. So, you know, use this energy really to make sure, everything's good on the home front. You could even think home as your own body and your chakras, making sure you're good, you're balanced, and you're in alignment with yourself and your thoughts. Okay, if you think yourself is home base. Fifth house is all about, if you've had Gemini already here in the fifth house, you can be very playful. You know what I'm saying? You can be real, like bring the entertainment and the fun loving vibes. You know, sometimes, you know, I know everyone's been in this world where it's been so serious. It's like you can kind of have a little bit of fun with all this air energy, you know, especially if you've been a person that's been dedicated to your work and you've been adhering to your schedules and doing things you're supposed to do as far as your duties, responsibilities, and obligations. And then now it's like maybe have a little bit of fun. So find that work-life balance in a sense here and get yourself into some hobbies, like actually dive into your creative flow, and then maybe share it to the world. You know, you never know, somebody might buy your painting or something like that. So but also too, like writing, you know, just finding that intellectual stimulation as well, talking to people. You might go to an art museum or a wine tasting event or something like that, because this also deals with romantic relationships too. So letting people know that, give them their flowers while they're here, let them know that you love them, and there's, you know, there's that component to that as well. Well, let me make sure I pull up the comments. I'm trying to, this thing is so slow. Okay, we on. So sixth house, this is, you know, sixth house is all about your work, home, health, things of that nature, right? So if you already had Gemini here, you know, as far as that goes, you can, you always need stimulation as far as like being at work. Like whatever you do, it needs to be different all the time. You don't want to do something that's always mundane or the same, or else you get bored really easily. So you probably a person that probably switched hella jobs until you find out later on in your adult years, this is either this ain't cutting it, or you need to be an entrepreneur, or you just like need something to where you're always mentally stimulated in some form or fashion, whether it's through communicating or writing or, you know, doing something to where it, you know, where you have multiple tasks. Okay, you can be very you can be a multitasker, and you learn something really quick here in the house of 6. Okay, so if this is dealing with house 6, it's like you need to make sure you're being stimulated at work, making sure whatever it is that you're adhering to as far as your daily living activities, making sure you're kind of switching it up and not everything's the same. Okay, and making sure that your priorities are in order too, because with all this air energy, you can get distracted. So you got to make sure that all your priorities are in order at this time, and making sure that you're not, you know, going off the handle as well. You know, making sure that you're deciding to put your energy and time to things that matter to you. Okay, and kind of like have a balance here. Okay, have a balance. House number 7. Okay. This is a house of relationships. So if you already had Gemini here, these would be the qualities that you look for in a person first. And then whatever your Venus energy is, then once you find that person that has those Gemini-like qualities, then you can bust out your Venus in whatever. Then you kind of mold those energies together as far as house of relationships. Everybody's trying to seek a partner, because you like to be intellectually stimulated. Trust me, I have my Venus in Aquarius, so both air energies kind of low-key the same. So you enjoy communication. You enjoy someone that talks to you, reassures you, or is always available to speak to you, speak their mind, have those deep conversations. So you need to have that kind of an energy. You thrive and engage in any type of relationships that are kind of like that. If they ain't doing that, then you're like, yeah, they're boring. Like you feel like they ain't offering nothing if they can't even talk to you. Like, yeah, I'm not just trying to sit here and breathe. So what you want to do now in the house of relationships, you can really use this energy to build deeper connections with people, maybe open up to them in a way that you've never had before, exchange ideas with you know, whatever ships that you're sailing as well, and let them know, hey, let's do this, or let's do that, or let's go here, or let's start this, or whatever it is, and just try to see where their mind's at as well. So you can really build some good connections here. You can gain some new ones as well. Just build on what you already have, or you can see, this is where you'll be able to see who's who and what's what. Okay, even though you've had this friend for the last 5 years, were you really was it really of substance, or were you wasting your time? So you can kind of like, you can kind of see, I need to let this person go because I got things I want to go, people I want to see, places I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really see with Sun, Moon, and Mercury, especially in house of 7. Okay. House 8, it's really a deep house as far as like, you know, your intimate connections and shared resources here. So, you know, you may have been a person that definitely has dived into some psychological or philosophical discussions and things of that nature. So what's intimate to you is having those deep conversations that are rooted in talking about everything, right? So it's for you, you may have to explore another part of that, like explore anything that feels like a mystery to you, so you can kind of dive deeper into it and find out the roots of it all in your 8th house. Okay. So ninth house is all about your intellectual pursuits. So it's all about higher education, of course, and it can involve like long distance travel and things of that nature. So you probably have had like a desire to always be traveling, to always be out, to, you know, get excited about new cultures, seeing new things, seeing new places, things of that nature. So you maybe have to, you know, you might be on a search right now with all this air energy to dive a little bit deeper, as far as you probably, if you haven't already, remove some outdated programs or some outdated morals, values, and beliefs, and you gain some new ones. It's like you unprogram to reprogram your whole life. Anything anybody told anything to you, you probably learned about it, and you're like, wait, I don't know about that. So you may need to start sharing your knowledge now and kind of get it out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you know and you're passionate about, share your knowledge. You may be able to teach people a couple of things. You might even be able to write a book about it or something like that. Sell an ebook or sell something on Amazon or something like that. You know what I mean? And maybe somebody else may need to know this information, and then boom, you never know. This can turn into something that you monetize, and you can turn into a business of some sort. It can be very fulfilling for you. Okay. So house 10, this is a midhaven house, just so that you guys are aware. So house 10, if you've already had Gemini here, this is the characteristics that you played out, which is Gemini energy. Now that this air Gemini stellium is here, so, you know, this suggests that, you know, you've probably been very versatile as far as the way you converse with other people, your public image. You probably had 10 million different looks as far as career. Probably had so many jobs until you really find out what your knack was, what your niche was, as far as like communicating and things of that nature. You know, journaling would be ideal for you right now at this time. Okay, make sure you journal, or maybe there's a manifestation method, 369 method, or something that you're doing, like writing every day, to public relations, sales. You know, so use this energy right now to network and really build right now at this time. Anything that goes towards your professional success would be of help. Okay. House number 11, this is your social interactions and things of that nature. So if you already had Gemini here, you probably were a person that likes to talk to other people and get to know people, and you do well in groups, and you could be a leader or a trainer in some sort, in like within organizations or something like that. So that's something that you may enjoy naturally. You know what I'm saying? So having the air stellium playing out right now, especially if it's all in your 11th house, you need to start exchanging ideas with those people and make sure that they're like-minded. This is where, if you know people, like let's say for example you're trying to travel or something, you may have met somebody that is a stewardess or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I get deals on airline tickets and stuff like that. Boom, you just made a new connection. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, well, I do Airbnb, so you know, you can start exchanging on, you know what I'm saying? So you never know what can come about when it deals with the house number 11, because of the people that you meet. So make sure you're gaining those experiences while Jupiter's in Taurus as well. That way you can like really set yourself up nice come later on. So house 12, this is like a spiritual house, right? So it's Pisces house. So if you already had Gemini here, you really were a person that was always alone, or you never felt like you fit in. You were always in solitude, always by yourself and things of that nature. So you went on your pursuit to maybe learn something. You could be, a person could be hella smart. You probably know about the spiritual realm before anybody else, you know, and you were talking about it when you were younger, and nobody was like, what are you talking about? You're weird. And so now here we are, fast forward, it's like, yeah, you called me a conspiracy theorist. Now what? Like, you've been right about everything, you know what I'm saying? So writing, you know, reading, engaging, and maybe some competitive activities where it's utilizing all of those things that you learned or liked, you know what I'm saying, that what you were interested in. So be careful though too, not to really fall into a rabbit hole and get in that mode of depression, of being lonely all over again and going to vices when people don't understand you or get you. It's a grand time to be very unique right now with Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus at this time, okay, doing its little transit. So that's that, guys. Hopefully that gave you some clarity. If not, comment down below. Let me know. Let's talk about some aspects really quick here. Okay, some cute little yummy aspects. See, we got the moon in Gemini conjuncting Mercury. So, I mean, moon in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini. And the conjunctions are good. So it's kind of like Loki coming together, you know, and enhancing our desire to be mentally stimulated. So, you know, this is that where you want to engage with other people and have those yummy conversations and maybe learn a thing or two. You might be more inclined to even share things about yourself, your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions about anything in the world right now. Super curious, okay? But this can really lead you to some yummy discussions to have with people that you probably never even talked to before, and then you guys, here you go, exchanging some information that can really help you. But use this energy right now. Like I said, this is that multitasking energy. You can switch between different tasks and put your best foot forward in each task and complete it to its capacity. So this would be a good, you know, a favorable time to maybe even brainstorm on a new idea that you had. Here's the idea. Let me write it down. Let me structure it out. Okay, boom, now I can take action and problem solve. Now I can come up with a solution for the community or something like that. So it's a really good vibe there. And then we also have Mercury sextile with Venus. So we all know Venus is in Leo right now, and it's pre-shadow retrograde. And we know Mercury's in Gemini. So there's another one, engaging in yummy conversations and things of that nature. But be aware of this house too, or not a house, but this energy. There's always a negative and a positive to everything. People can be the power of persuasion. People can really be wordsmiths. And really talk a good game when this sextile is out. With all this air energy playing out, that's one thing that you got to be aware of, okay? People can tell you everything will look very captivating and be very appealing and so yummy and all the things, but, you know, people will be playful and kind of grab your attention in all ways, especially with the Venus in Leo. It's like having that shiny ball syndrome. People can look good, all the things, they say the right things, but if you don't have discernment, woo-wee, that's another problem. Now, this would be a good, you can use this energy for your romantic relationships and partnerships. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring that in there because you know them, like them, and trust them and things of that nature. So you can use that for that. You can trust that, you know what I'm saying? Versus like strangers, you never know their motives, right? But for yourself, this would be a grand time to actually journal and get that book done like you said you were going to do, or study, you know, write something or talk to somebody about certain things that you've been kind of holding off, and express yourself in a way that, you know, that's colorful, because it's that Venus energy. But don't forget, we do have Jupiter and Taurus and sextiling with Pisces right now. So like I said, use this energy, this air stellium, to grow and have meaningful conversations so you can expand your network, your net worth, all of the things right now. This is an abundant little sextile here, because Saturn right now is in Pisces. So it's like low-key, it's in la-la for a little bit low-key. So, but it's trying to give us, because Saturn's all about discipline, structure, and all those things, you know, and being responsible. So in Pisces, anything could look like that in a sense, when it's really not. So, but blending it together it kind of forces us to kind of go within. Like, do we have our internal? I always want to go in and deep on that spectrum of it and make sure we right within. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our self-care routine. So blending this energy together, as far as you can blend maybe this, like you can blend your spiritual values with your material goals. That looks like what? Me doing astrology on YouTube. getting monetized for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you can combine the two or whatever. I'm just giving you an example. I don't know what else to give. But you can have lots of fulfillment in structured routines, you know, or whatever traditional methods that you hold out. So I really like this. I don't see any other aspects that I want to talk about, but this will allow us, this energy, to kind of balance out our dreams versus our realities, bringing them to the forefront, you know, making sure we're around some good supportive people, that they got their mind right together too, and then y'all either come together, or they can make sure that you on the up and up, you know, in your endeavors as well. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you're not lost in the sauce somewhere else. I'll do a quick collective spread for you guys too. I do have places to go today, so we're gonna check the energy first. I'm not gonna be on for too long, but I did want to do a collective really quick for you. Okay. So collective spread. I'm gonna do the energy first, you guys. Let's see. It's our Venus day. Pretty yummy day. Oh, hold on. I think the gardeners are gone. Okay, yeah, gardeners are gone, so we can kind of open this up. All right, so let's see what we got cooking. What is the energy like for today? Now the sun wants to come out. I think I'm gonna change my outfit because I've been up early and it was ugly at first. All right, and look at what just came out. Goddess of the Moon. I like this, okay? Goddess of the Moon, definitely. It's all about things, you know, actually getting revealed to us. Normally during a full moon, then you can really see what's being revealed. But I feel like with all this air energy, with this air stellium, I should say, that's coming out, yeah, things can be revealing coming up to you. Like, you should be able to know, like I said earlier, if you're talking to a person, place, or if you're talking to a person or a place, if you're talking to a person or a friend or a lover or whoever that's been in your life for a while, you'll be able to see, who is this person to you? Is this connection gonna take me somewhere? Is there reciprocity? It should give you the clarity and the mental agility and the strength to move forward and be like, you know what? I'm not participating in this anymore. I'm going here. No hard feelings, but this is not conducive or constructive to what it is that I want to carry out in this new chapter, in this new moon of my life. So you may be able to see that right now at this time, especially with this Goddess of the Moon card here, okay? And now you can finally balance the scales here, because the Angel of Balance is here as well. So now it's like, okay, now you can kind of see who was in your life that was kind of holding you back, not being able to celebrate your accomplishments, your wins, your successes, and they were just making you feel bad and angry about it. Now you kind of see who those people were. Were they really supportive, or they were just trying to suck me dry and they were an energy vampire? You know, were they adding more squares and oppositions in my life? Or were they making me feel yummy and motivating me and supporting me and checking up on me and, you know, checking on my mental health and things of that nature? You know, so also too with you, like, we can all be like working towards something right now at this time, because we've got a lot of, also we have a fire stellium too in Leo, so it's kind of like us constantly creating and thinking of all these ideas and all this air energy being in our head a lot, brainstorming, you know, all the things. So it's like making sure we're resting as well, making sure we're re-energizing our battery. There's another form of balance with that too, okay? And also too, being aware of where we're spending our money, because, you know, we still have Venus in Leo right now and it's about to go retrograde. We could be trying to spend our money, you know what I'm saying, in places that we may not see a return for, like overspending, going on Amazon, or being out in this weather and wanting to spend, because, you know, Libra, they like take a Libra to the mall, you know what I'm saying? And then Leo likes to have the nice things and be dressed to the nines kind of an energy. So just be aware of your spending, and also too where this energy is playing out in your houses, okay? Especially house number 2 or 10. So you may want to pull back a little bit and make sure that you're putting your money towards things that actually matter to you, that where you can see like, oh, okay, I'm glad I invested in that. So be aware of the things that you're investing in right now at this time as well, okay? Especially 13 equaling number 4, which is of home and things of that nature, okay? So we also have here Archangel Ariel, okay? So we want to make sure that we are definitely Always spending time making sure that we are being consistent in the things that we're creating, making sure that we're transmuting all this energy. Like I said, you can really hear things, you yourself, even your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, the people that you talk to and things of that nature. It can really matter right now at this time, okay? So we got to make sure that we're on the temple path here, making sure we are not hiding from ourselves, not pushing anything under the rug, and we're actually conversing about those things and getting it out. Like with all this air energy, if you're a person that's an introvert and you kind of don't really talk to anybody and you stay to yourself, make sure you at least journal. Make sure you get the words out. I don't care if you got to sit outside when you're meditating, screaming to the world outside of your balcony. Make sure you get it out. That way you can allow that way you can allow space to come in, you know what I'm saying, for new ideas during this new moon energy, okay? New creative endeavors, and then take action on that, okay? Let's go ahead and pull up some tarot astrology here, you guys. Okay. That way we can see. Let's get some friendly reminders here as far as the things that we need to be carrying out or looking forward to as well. Let's see what this spread is all about. Where's the collective need to see? Yeah, no clouds, sun out. Oh yeah, we're changing our outfit. And look at that. Page of Chalices, receiving those messages, honey. You guys know I'll do the reversals first. That way we can see how things are playing out as well. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Okay, only one in the reverse. We're doing good. We got the Page of Wands in reverse here. So some of you guys may have blocked, stop doing certain things. Wands are action cards, right? So this is a fire element. So recognizing that there are some things that you may need to stop taking action on as far as people, places, and things. However, this is pertaining to you in your life, okay? So did you receive the message or not? Whether it's from me, your highest self, or something had occurred, a tower moment or something probably happened. You know what I'm saying? So now we've got all these ideas, okay? This is Aries energy. This is a Mars card here as far as our action. You know, making sure we have those ideas, but we got to bring them down. We got to make sure we take action. We got a lot of knights here, you guys. Oh my goodness. We have the Knight of Chalices, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. This is like that air energy. This is that wishy-washy in and out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I feel like here with the Knight of Chalices, that's Pisces energy. So, and then we also have Gemini energy here and Virgo energy. So you got to think, it's chess, not checkers. This is us making sure that we're participating in things that actually matter to us, because come here later on, especially when it comes full moon or these other transits that are playing out right now, it's going to matter later on in the long haul. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? So thinking outside of the box, looking at the fine details, enjoying the yummy things in life, taking breaks, you know, making sure that we're resting and doing all of our due diligence and doing our self-care routines and making sure we're on the up and up as well, and we're not projecting onto anybody, and we're always doing our shadow work and our healing and things of that nature, and we're learning ourselves and we're changing our perspective as well. You know, we're gaining insight from all angles. So it's super, super important during this time when it deals with our emotions, mentally, physically, and emotionally is what it's showing me right here. Okay, period. Making sure that we're creating those connections here, okay? You know, speaking of the water element, whatever it is that you're tapping into, whatever you're passionate about, bringing that emotion into it so it can materialize into the things that you want, because we got the 10 of Pentacles here, so that way we can build our foundations and bring on the security and the stability within our lives as well, okay? Some of you guys are already starting to see it. You're already getting the confirmations with the 9 of Pentacles energy. This is like someone that's that single, feeling sexy and free kind of an energy, and use all the work that you kind of put in. You're starting to see the fruits of your labor really coming to fruition. So whatever you guys are tapping into, this would be the time now where you can see, ooh, dang, I did plant some bad seeds. Or you can see, oh, I did plant some good seeds. Because you'll start to get confirmations right now at this time, whether this is a path that you should be going towards or this is not a path, whether you're dealing with a person, place, or a thing. So it's very important to recognize that as well. I'm going to pull up some quick love oracles too, because I know you guys are probably wondering about those. So we're going to pull up something from the Vixen Love Box really quick here. And then that will be the end of our spread, you guys. So let's pull it and see what comes out right now. And then that way we can, and then after the live video, I'll do all my timestamps and stuff like that, okay? So let's go ahead and check it out and see what is going to come together. Because, of course, you know, with all this air energy, we are dealing with other people. And if you guys are in love relationships and things of that nature. So let's see here. So the way you touch me is like no other. Oh, snap. Okay. So, you know, because with all this air energy, your emotions are probably out the door. Like, it just probably is irrelevant. It probably don't even matter right now. People don't want to get deep and emotional with all this air energy playing out. I'm sorry to break it to you. So, you know, here's the physical aspect of it coming into play, right? As soon as I open my eyes, I think of you. So whoever this pertains to, okay? Of course, somebody can't get you off your mind because we're all in our head about things, right? Overanalyzing, overthinking. I just want you to know that you can trust me. Some of you guys may need to hear that. And also trusting yourself, okay? You came closer than anyone. And we also have your soul remembers my soul. Those are some quick love notes because somebody asked me in my DMs. I was like, you know, I'll do it. All right, guys, so that is your spread. I'm going to do my timestamps. I got some places I got to go. So I love all of you guys. I hope you have a grand weekend. Watch my new Moon in Gemini video. Do all your rituals, get everything going. You're ready to roll. The do's and don'ts are over there on that side. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.